I always wanted to be in a scenario where we needed to paint our faces, like some sort of tactical situation.
I saw that in Hunger Games.
Yeah.
That's a little different. That guy somehow used his cake decorating techniques to make himself into the predator. Like he became a mossy floor.
I saw a parody of it. He's like, I use my cake decorating skills to hide, and then they pan the camera, and he's like a 4-layer wedding cake.
He could have used that. He could have used that time to like find a hiding spot.
I think he was injured. He couldn't move or something.
I hate those movies. I hate that. I know they're making more of them.
I told you I've only seen one of those, and it was in college. It must have been when the first one came out, maybe my sophomore junior year, and I was over at a friend's apartment, and one of my buddies was like, dude, have you guys seen the Hunger Games movie? And we're like, no. And he's like, it's really fucking cool, it's awesome, here, let's watch it. And he like put this on, and we start watching it, and we maybe get like a third of the way through, and we're all just like stone silent watching, and my buddy was turns to us, and he's like, I'm so sorry, I swear I remember it being good. Like, and so we turned it off. And just
it's not bad because, look, I think they're really well-made movies, and all the acting's great. Donald Sutherland's the big bad guy. Philip Seymour Hoffman is in there as like the rusty confidant, and then what's her name? Pretty girl Jennifer Lawrence is there as your star, and she's bright-eyed, fresh-faced, and she's perfect. And even the premise of it, that she's going to volunteer for this fight to the death amongst children pulled from all the regions except for the one that rules over them. That's cool. I like that. Super dystopic. I think
they were choosing her little sister.
Yeah, they were choosing her little sister, and so she volunteered to take the little sister's place and go fight in the crazy games and everything. I liked all that, but then when we got into the games, it was pussy. It was PG-13 immediately. I'm here to watch kids die. All right, like the original is Battle Royale. It's the Japanese film where they do this. That's what Battle Royale video games are based on. That's what this movie. I don't know if the books were written after the Battle Royale movie, actually, so that'd be a good question. But the Battle Royale movie is kids murdering each other with like Uzis and like scythes and blades, and like it's really dark. I think there's parts where like the children are seducing each other even to like trick them into getting stabbed to death, and they're all like 15 or something. They're young kids who've been they're being forced into this thing. It's super dark. And then I watched the Hunger Games, and it's just like I haven't seen a kid die yet. And I'm not believing that these little kids would do anything other than just get killed immediately, very bloodily and violently.
There was a wild skill differential in Hunger Games. Like, some of them were trained murderers, jacked, strong, like threatening 18 years old. And some of them were 6 and adorable and clearly just cannon fodder.
That part made no sense too. So like the reason for that, for anyone who doesn't know, and I think it's interesting, some of the districts have decided that this whole tribute thing, they don't want to do a random selection of their children. They're going to put forward their like some badass kids, and they're trained their whole lives to kill children. And so you're taking like a volunteer child who's always been a volunteer child, who's a trained killer with like the sword and the bow and the spear and like hand-to-hand combat, and then you're randomly picking a random kid from this like coal mining region and just throwing their kids up against them.
It's so retarded.
It'd be over so quick.
It wouldn't even be fun to watch. You'd want a little bit of parody, you know.
If it were football, you would never even question that the kids who trained football their whole lives would win against the kids who'd never played a game of football. But because it's fighting and like deception, we think that the coal mining kid or the baker's son who hauled a lot of flour sacks is going to be the guy for us. Bullshit.
I'd use it like it should be the worst behaved kid. You could get those places run spick and span. Yeah.
Oh, I definitely went to school with some psychotic kids up in the country. But like I only saw the movies. I did not read the books. But like, if I remember correctly, though, like they were capable of like they could just like press a button and just sort of like generate these like wolves or birds or whatever into existence. Like they were. It almost seemed more interesting in some sort of like a George Orwell kind of dystopian future thing. But when they're just like kind of crapping on physics as we know it, it just seemed like, all right, if you got the technology to just summon a storm or a animal out of nowhere, then you know
is everybody hungry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like y'all should be living to be 300 years old.
I never considered that, but like sometimes I just like let go of the any part of me that knows even a little bit about science or mechanics or like whatever the thing. I watched Core last night. Have you guys ever seen the movie Core?
Yeah.
The Core. Let me look
The
at
Core. So first of all, it's got an all-star cast. It's like Hilary Swank and I'm spacing out, but it's an all-star cast. A bunch of good actors. The premise of the movie is this: the core of the Earth has stopped spinning as fast as it's supposed to, and there are now geomagnetic storms, and the Earth is going to lose its magnetic shield, and all life on Earth is going to be gone in a year. And so we have to go to the center of the Earth in a make-believe, like drilling laser, ultrasonic powered nuclear machine with a team and use nuclear weapons to restart the core of the Earth from the inside.
Yeah, it's like a lava submarine.
It's a lava submarine, and they are boring to the center of the Earth, and on the nose of this like lava submarine is a giant lasers and some sort of ultrasonic matter discombobulator, and so they bore to the center of the Earth, and the whole way they're getting like people are getting melted and burnt up and crushed. It's a terrible movie, but if you just there's a part where they need to make a nuclear weapon bigger, so they take the plutonium out of their reactor that powers their ship and just duct tape it to another nuclear weapon like it's dynamite, and more stuck to it will like make it bigger. That's not how it works, you know. Like, and there's 1,000 things like that are. I mean, the laser machine that they built to go to the center of the Earth is poppycock. The whole movie, but if you let all that go, it's a fun little popcorn movie.
Yeah, I mean, I can do that with movies like, say, like, I don't know, like Guardians of the Galaxy or Star Wars or something, where it's like, I'm just going to deep dive that we've got all this crazy technology, and that's going to lead it. But, like, I guess Hunger Games, which seemed to be a really interesting treatise on, like, human nature and greed and, you know, this sort of fight against oppression. Like, there's a lot of, like, really human parts of it, and it seemed distracting.
Class struggle.
Class struggle, but then they throw in all this crazy super science and physics to it. It just becomes distracting. But
I agree with you.
Like, just focus on the human story of it. But yeah, neat concept. The weapons were cool. All like nice, like aluminum and stainless steel stuff. Like as a metal sculpture, there was some pretty dope artwork in those movies.
Kyle, I'm looking up quotes from the Core. I'm getting like douche chills. Like reading,
dude. It's
from Taz. The Rat Finch. He says, "You want me to hack the planet?" He wants me to hack the planet. Okay, if I decide to do this, I'll need an unlimited supply of xenotapes and Hot Pockets. General Thomas Purcell. Hot Pockets! He says, "That'll help me concentrate." He says, Dr. Josh Keane says, "Sounds fair."
Dude, that character is the cringiest. You hit it on. He's like, they have this like FBI criminal hacker. They force him to basically pull disinformation on the global internet. So any chatter out there about why are there geomagnetic storms destroying all of Rome, which is a thing that happens. Rome gets struck by so much lightning from a magnetic storm that the Colosseum literally explodes from lightning into like bits, and the whole city of Rome is destroyed.
I'm watching the clip of them like entering the core, and you can, the way they show that it's hot is that the guy in the submarine is sweaty.
Well, that's because they had to use some of their liquid nitrogen to purge the rear of the ship earlier and get out once they accidentally crashed into a gigantic geode, and then a piece of the amethyst or the sapphire or whatever in the geode got stuck in their nose of their ship, and they had to get out and cut it off with some sort of a magical blowtorch. And then get back in the ship. So to cool the rear of the ship down enough to exit, they used some of their liquid nitrogen, and so now they don't have enough to keep the ship at a comfortable temperature.
And then there was like
retarded.
There was like some saying where like the guy, like the scientist guy, has to like go somewhere. He has to save everybody in the ship and kind of sacrifice himself. He's got to go turn some switch, and it's like so hot, like his glasses are cracking, but he's somehow still able to talk, and he's like, "Flash me," like basically I've had too much, and they vent him and vaporize him, whatever. But like you know, there's enough temperature where his glasses are cracking, but like his beard isn't curling up, and he can still talk. Like his eyes should have been bleeding, and his face should have been blistering out. So basically, he's got a suit that'll stand up to 5,000 degrees, but the rear of the ship is 9,000 degrees, and he's got to go back there and flip a switch to save the planet.
and so he just powers through it. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real garbage film, but I watched the whole thing.
Yeah,
yeah. 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm with
My
you.
girlfriend was like, "There's another hour of this." Fuck.